to welcome another team here to tell us more about their progress and their project. We've got Bryce Goggin with us today, and Bryce, tell us more about yourself. What university are you from, and what degree program are you currently working on?
I am currently a senior at SOU, Southern Oregon University, and I am majoring in business management. I will hopefully get my bachelor's degree next fall.
That's excellent. And that leads us into our next part, our exciting part. What is your project name, your team name, and what role do you have on the team?
My company's name is Legacy Athletica. It is an athletic sock company currently, and my role is founder and CEO, if you will. It's just me, so I kind of have my hands in all different directions. So happy to be here.
That's awesome. It's so much to take on your own, and the fact that you're going to school and you've seen this and you're like, hey, I want to move forward with this. So tell me more about what not just Legacy Athletica is, but like the innovation you're working on for InventOR again. What have you created for us?
Yeah, definitely. Good question. The problem, there isn't really a whole lot of innovation with socks currently. And so we want to kind of dive into that and take socks in a different direction that help benefit athletes with a competitive advantage as well as a feel and comfort. We're looking at getting rid of generic sizing, and we're looking at finding ways to improve comfort in the ankle, the toes, and really the whole foot as athletes continue to play sports and do their thing.
How did you come about this? Get started on this path. What inspired you to see the problem and find the solution?
So I play sports as well. I play football and I run track. And really, how it started was my dad and I, whenever I go home, we always have business conversations and just ideas of just anything and everything. We were both talking about socks because I'm a size 13, and I was telling him like, hey, like I really don't have like a good sock that I can find and wear because my socks that I usually wear in a game ripped the week prior. And so I was just complaining to him, and he actually came up with the idea of, well, what about like changing the sizing of socks? I was a little confused at first. I'm like, well, what do you mean? And then kind of after talking about it, we started to realize that there's just generic sizing and you kind of get what you get with socks, and there's nothing really too specific. And then I kind of took that idea and started to think and have the thought fester in my mind a bit. Then it kind of came out to be, okay, well, let's just change the game in socks. Worry about how we can do that later, and then just take it one step at a time.
That's awesome. So you've really capitalized on your support system to have that initial market research. So then as you've been diving into this, who do you really see marketing your socks to and later on other products to? Who's the ideal consumer for the products you're working on right now?
The ideal consumer really is any athlete, but more specifically an athlete with outlier feet, if that makes sense. So, like for me, I'm a size 13, and generic sizing goes from 9 to 12. And there's quite a bit of people my size feet around the country and as well as the world. So with that, we want to really kind of find people that are in need of something different than what is just being provided by through the market right now. And that could be someone with super small feet. That could be someone with very large feet or wide feet. And so just kind of really getting specific on whatever athlete and their needs is, and so being able to provide that through a variety of different socks.
And tell me a little bit more about what kind of benefits having a tool like this, having socks that suit your needs, your sport, your feet can do for an athlete of any level. What makes this important?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, with really any sport, you are using your feet, you're running, you're jumping, you're cutting. And so, to really, through quite a few interviews and market research I've done myself with certain athletes, it really seems like no matter what you're doing, there's always a problem within your feet, whether it is someone getting blisters or someone has ankle problems or someone is jumping, but their like toes are hurting from it. So like being able to implement cushion or breathability or just really just learning and getting an understanding of the athletes that are having problems and being able to provide a solution for them through a limited variety that we can provide.
It's so inspiring for you to have seen this area that's being underserved by other companies and other providers, and see, hey, I can make a difference in not only my own life as an athlete, but the lives of other athletes who are struggling with injury or just comfort. It's really cool. So I'd love to kind of shift gears a little bit, and talk about, who are you as an innovator? As you've kind of been going through this process of working on these initial prototypes and going through this process, what are some insights that you've learned about yourself, about what it's like to be an innovator?
I have kind of always wanted to be someone that invents something, or I always refer to it as change the world. I've always, like growing up, I always wanted to change the world in somehow fashion. But like I mentioned, it started with my dad as my role model. He's a business guy, and I always kind of like admired that. And so I kind of learned from him and absorbed as much knowledge as I could, and then just kind of would start finding things that could have a better solution. And it kind of got me in trouble a lot because I don't like to follow the rules. I think there's certain things that could be done differently, and so it's gotten me in trouble a few times. But for the most part, it's been good, and I love InventOR because it's allowed me to really dive into that further, figure out better ways to come up with inventions and everything like that. And so I think it's just really just thinking outside the box is the way to go.
After InventOR again, what do you think some of the key takeaways for you are going to be? The things that you really have learned and put together?
The biggest thing for me is the connections. I think there's a bunch of talented people within InventOR and the contestants this year, and I really admire everyone. And so I'd love to just get to know them as much as possible and hopefully be able to network with them much further down the road when we are hopefully all continuing to invent things.
And as you are continuing yourself as an entrepreneur, and working through the future, where are you hoping to take not only the socks portion of your project, but in general, where are you hoping to take legacy and yourself in the future?
To the top, I have big ideas and big aspirations, and I'm not afraid to chase them. So I really, I think this life is too short to not dream for the best. And so I would love to eventually one day be in the conversation of a Nike or an Adidas or Gymshark or, yeah, just any athletic clothing company because I think why not?
I definitely see that for you, Bryce. You're motivated, you're inventive, you really are truly an entrepreneur. I love seeing it.
I
So
appreciate
I know we'll see you on all of those things. We'll see you working, co-working with every single sports brand in Oregon, and beyond. I have a feeling. So I have just one last question.
it.
As again, we're coming to the end of InventOR again. Is there anything you've learned about yourself, or learned about this process through doing InventOR again specifically?
With just meeting through mentors and having conversations, it's a lot of just doing it. And I was talking to Leo. We mentioned about this book from Phil Knight called Shoe Dog, and it's basically the whole definition of an entrepreneur is Nike's slogan is of just doing it. No matter what happens, like things are going to come up, challenges are going to arise, and you're going to have tough conversations. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do, and really from what I've learned is you just got to do it. And so I'm really thankful for that lesson that I've learned very quickly.
That is excellent. I cannot wait to see what the future holds for you. I can't wait to see your final pitch and prototype, and I look forward to one day being one of your consumers. Congratulations on making it this far, Bryce, and I think you're really going to wow the judges.
Thank you very much, Abigail. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for your time.